In the structured world of 704 Hauser Street, Edith Bunker was the invisible glue that kept the domestic gears turning without friction. Paradoxically, the moment she steps outside to fulfill her civic duty, Archie's fragile kingdom begins to crumble into disarray. Welcome back. Today we explore Episode 9, a masterful commentary on gender roles and the newfound voice of the American housewife. When Edith is summoned for jury duty, she views it as a sacred honor, a chance to be part of something larger than laundry. Consequently, Archie views this not as a duty, but as a personal abandonment of the kitchen and, more importantly, his comfort. To Archie, the world outside belongs to men, while the home is a sanctuary where Edith's primary purpose is to serve. This highlights a deep-seated 1970s reality: the struggle for a woman to be seen as a citizen rather than just a spouse. Archie's forbiddance is rooted in a fear of change, a panic that the domestic order he depends on is slipping away. Archie's forbiddance is rooted in a fear of change, a panic that the domestic order he depends on is slipping away. Furthermore, the news that she may be sequestered, staying overnight away from home, is the ultimate blow to Archie's ego. In the broader context, this episode forces Archie to face a world where he is no longer the sole decision-maker. Left to fend for himself, Archie's incompetence in the kitchen provides a comedic yet pathetic look at his domestic dependence. This leads to a profound realization for the audience. Archie's bluster hides a man who cannot even boil water without help. Meanwhile, at the courthouse, Edith is undergoing a transformation that Archie could never have anticipated in his wildest dreams. Paradoxically, the woman Archie calls a dingbat becomes the moral compass of a high-stakes murder trial. As the holdout vote, Edith refuses to be swayed by the pressure of her peers, standing firm in her pursuit of truth. Consequently, her stay is extended, leaving Archie to suffer through more nights of cold dinners and unwashed dishes. This leads to a beautiful irony. The woman who is usually told what to think is now the only person whose opinion matters. In essence, Edith is proving that her common sense is a powerful weapon against the rush to judgment. Archie's frustration grows into a nationalistic rant, claiming the justice system is broken because it keeps his wife away from him. Furthermore, notice how the silence in the house highlights the void Edith leaves behind. A void Archie is too proud to admit. It's a nostalgic look back at a time when the dinner table was the center of the universe, and without the mother, the universe stops. In the broader context, Edith's holdout is an act of quiet rebellion, not against Archie, but against mediocrity and injustice. Consequently, we see a shift in the power dynamic of the show. Edith is no longer just an appendage, but a force of nature. Archie's attempts to reach her at the hotel are both comedic and revealing of his profound attachment. He complains about the system, but in reality, he is complaining about a world that no longer revolves solely around his needs. Paradoxically, Archie's suffering is the greatest compliment he could ever pay to Edith's importance in his life. The irony peaks when Edith returns, exhausted but fulfilled, having ensured that justice was truly served. She expects a warm welcome, but instead finds a husband who is more concerned with his missing socks than her moral victory. This leads to a bittersweet reflection on the nature of their marriage. Edith gives everything, and Archie expects it as his birthright. Furthermore, Jean Stapleton's performance captures the exhaustion of a woman who has carried the weight of the law and the kitchen. Archie's inability to acknowledge her achievement is a classic Bunker trait, a refusal to let the Dingbat become a hero. In the broader context, this episode was a precursor to the changing American household of the mid to late 1970s. Edith proved that integrity is not bound by education or social standing, but by the courage of one's convictions. Consequently, we are left with a deeper respect for the woman who survives Archie Bunker every single day. Do you remember the first time your own mother or grandmother stepped outside her traditional role to do something for herself? Share your stories of the unsung heroes in your life who, like Edith, stood their ground when it mattered most. The genius of All in the Family is how it weaves these heavy social questions into the fabric of a half-hour comedy. Paradoxically, Archie's loud mouth and Edith's quiet strength created the most balanced duo in television history. This leads to a final realization. Justice isn't just served in a courtroom. It's served in the empathy we show to those closest to us. As we look back, we see that Edith Bunker was never a dingbat. She was the conscience of the entire neighborhood. Thank you for joining this analytical journey into the heart of the Bunker household and the power of a woman's vote. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the classic era of television, please give this video a like and share it. Your engagement allows us to keep exploring the stories that define the American experience for so many of us. Subscribe and hit the bell for more in-depth looks at the episodes that change the face of the sitcom forever. We'll be back with episode 10, where Archie faces a different kind of trial in his own living room. History is written in the moments we stand alone for what is right, even if it means missing a few home-cooked meals. Until next time, keep your convictions strong and your memories alive. Stay nostalgic, and goodbye.